Hello, I'm Benny Westside, and today I'd like to talk to you about Scientist Supreme. We're going to go over her abilities, T4 upgrades, ISO 8 options, level and gearing, Dark Dimension prospects, and then at the end I'm going to talk about my plans for her. That way, now that she's reworked, you can make more informed decisions in terms of building her. Alright, let's get into it. I like starting with the passive. Mad Science on spawn fill speed bar by 50%. That's huge. It's in any game mode. On turn, generate 1 energy for all aim or Orchis allies with a negative effect. Again, on turn in any game mode. 25% chance to revive an ally with 30% max health. That's nice. Not reliable, but nice. On ally summon, generate 1 ability energy for all Orchis allies. That's nice because Sentinel summons often. In raids, on spawn, generate 3 ability energy for self. On spawn, generate 3 special ability energy for all Orchis allies. In raids, mutant and bio enemies cannot gain immunity. Giving herself 3 energy means she can do all her abilities because she only ever needs 3. And then giving 3 special energy for all Orchis means they can all at least do their specials, if not their ultimates, because their specials all cost 3 or 4. And then on ally summon, she generates energy, which is great because Sentinel's gonna summon on spawn, so she's also giving that on spawn. Alright, the T4 upgrade increases the on-turn energy for Orchis allies with debuffs from 1 to 2. I think that's very nice. The second line, in raids, this character and all Orchis allies cannot gain trauma. This is really valuable, so I would call this an essential upgrade. Alright, now let's look at her ultimate. Heal self and all allies. In raids, heal for more. For all enemies and non-aim, non-Orchis allies, apply offense down, defense down, slow for 2 turns. Apply speed up for 2 turns to self and all Orchis allies. This attack is unavoidable and gains extra focus. So you can't come in with allies with bleed or allies with evade and evade it. So unfortunately, but it is good for the enemies. The T4 in raids apply trauma to all enemies and all non-aim, non-Orchis allies. It's essential. I think this is the only trauma in the team, so you want it. Those enemies in raid, there's a lot of Sasquatches that cleanse on counters, so you want to put out the trauma. If you're running her right now before the team comes out and you're trying to play her with other allies, you might want to wait on this one. But, I mean, you're still applying offense down, defense down, slow. She doesn't lend herself well to playing with non-Orchis allies, unfortunately. I think she would have been broken otherwise with the 50% speed bar. Yeah, this is an essential upgrade. The only reason you might want to hold off on it would be if you're trying to run her with some other characters in raid right now, but yeah. Alright, her special, Field Trials. Again, 3-turn ability. Flip 3 negative effects into positive effects on self and all allies. For self and all aim and Orchis allies, apply regen for 2 turns, immunity for 1 turn, and extend all buffs by +1. She also heals self and all allies. The T4 flips all negative effects instead of just 3. I'm going to call this essential. That's very nice, and it can make a big difference. So flipping all instead of just 3 is essential in my book. Alright, her basic. Attack primary for damage. Apply 2 random debuffs. These 2 are out of offense down, defense down, and slow. and then this attack is unavoidable. That's very nice. The T4 adds a little bit of damage, and it guarantees 3 negative effects instead of just 2. It's a nice upgrade. I don't think it's essential. Um, it's definitely skippable. It's nice, but yeah. She's gonna be using her special and ultimate so frequently that it doesn't matter. I guess she's gonna have counters because of Sentinel, but if you're short on T4s, you don't need to do this one. All right. Now let's get back to Scientist Supreme. We went through the abilities. In terms of ISO classes, I think she'll work well both as skirmisher or healer. I would prefer skirmisher just to put out a few more vulnerables onto the field. However, if you're feeling like your team is lacking healing, maybe I mean it wouldn't be yet, but once you have the full 5, if Omega Sentinel has 2 low stars right now, and you feel like you're lacking healing, you might want to boost it a little bit by putting her as a healer. But for now, I think Skirmisher is a good option, just to put out a couple more vulnerables on there. That said, her special doesn't target enemies, so it's only her basic, ultimate, and her counters that would put out those vulnerables. But just the fact that she is going to be countering, I think, makes Skirmisher a good choice. That would be my call. In terms of leveling and gearing, as you might have noticed, she's very kit-based. She's the linchpin of the team. The team won't function without her, in my opinion. Maybe you can push them through, I don't know. But to me, it looks like she is the linchpin. She has the flips, the immunities, speed ups. I think Omega Sentinel also gives speed ups. But yeah, the debuffs to the enemy, the trauma, the ability energy. She gives the ability energy. Nobody else does. The Sentinel bots give energy. Anyway, I think she's the linchpin. However, she doesn't need stats to do that. All she needs are her T4s, and she's good to go. I would still recommend Gear 18 on her. You can probably get away with a little bit less. If you want to go higher, that's definitely a good choice. She's a good character. But Tesseract Energy, which is her unique, now I think Nimrod has it. Zombie Juggernaut has it. Forge has it. I think somebody else that's kind of relevant has it. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. But you probably don't need to go for Crimson on her. Speaking of Crimson, for Dark Dimensions 7, as we discussed, she doesn't play well with others. She only plays well with her teammates. In Dark Dimension, putting slow on like Cabal or other characters that you might bring will be a death sentence, because she's not only putting out slow and denying them turns, she's also putting out defense down, which means they're gonna die. So as a solo character, unfortunately, she's not good. But if you have like 3 or 4 Orchis characters, you can probably tag along 1 or 2 other characters, and the Orchis core will do really well. And Scientist Supreme is a big factor in that. So if you are going to take her, then you have to go a little bit hard into Orchis. Otherwise, I wouldn't take her as a solo character, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's Dark Dimension prospects. For me, I am through Dark Dimension. Even though I might be able to afford taking her to 19, I don't think I have her uniques right now. But I personally don't plan to. Um, I might do Nimrod. I'm not sure yet, but Scientist Supreme I think is okay where she is. I took her to gear 18. She has one diamond that I randomly pulled from somewhere. I'm not buying extra diamonds on LDS or Scientist Supreme in case they hand them out in an event. But afterwards, I might take her to 2 diamonds if they don't give out any. Yeah, as I said, gear 18 is fine for me. Right now, I have her at level 95. I might push her to 100 if I have a lot of gold at some point. But right now, I think she's going to be okay. As I mentioned, she's kit based. She's not the primary healer, so like the amount she heals isn't crucial, and that's why like she's not gonna really depend on that health stat either. So I think she's gonna be fine. And that's about it. Before I go, I want to let you know, as with every other new character or newly reworked character, I have a Crash Course infographic. I will link it down below. I hope you check it out. That this is more of like a summary of all the discussion that we're having today. Uh, Let me know your thoughts. What have you done with Scientist Supreme? Did you pull any lucky diamonds on her? Let me know. Um, Thank you for going over her kit with me. I hope to see you in the next one.